Happy Tuesday! My name...
We have started well.
My name is Alan.
And my name is Nick.
And welcome
into the dungeon. As the sun rises to the east, casting long shadows across the dense foliage of the Neverwinter Wood, our heroes find themselves awakening, having taken refuge in an ancient, crumbling tower. Its moss-covered stones and broken windows speak of a forgotten era. The tower stands as a vestige of a forgotten civilization. Inside the tower, the air is thick with an eerie silence, disturbed only by the occasional creak of ancient wood. Our adventurers are now awakening from their arduous journey throughout the previous day, as Fenna approaches them to wake them up and start making preparations to continue their journey towards the Circle of Thunder in search of Sister Gorel and in hope for a cure for Shrew and Fenna's curse of lycanthropy. The early morning sun is now starting to flicker through the openings in the ancient roof, its warm and welcoming light casting dancing shadows on the cracked stone walls. Shrew, Fabian.
The morning already.
Oh, what on earth is that you're holding?
Oh, yes, I found this last night in the bed. It's a dolly.
Oh, ghastly.
Oh, you don't have to be that rude. It's seen better days, I'm sure, but it's a doll.
It's a bit freaky if you ask me. Ugh.
Well, it helped me fall asleep yesterday. I cuddled with it, and I had a deep and sound sleep. I think I'll be taking it with me.
Have you checked to make sure it's not magical or cursed? Looks a bit ominous.
I'm sure it's fine. It's just a doll.
Well, the last time we found dolls, they attacked us.
Can I check it quickly, like, as I'm putting it in my bag? I don't want to give Fabian the satisfaction of having convinced me. So as I'm putting it in the bag, I want to kind of do a quick Arcana check on it.
Okay, yeah, give me a sleight of hand and an Arcana check then.
14 for the sleight of hand. 14 for the Arcana check.
So as you're putting this doll in your bag, you manage to place your body between your backpack and Fabian. He's none the wiser as you're carefully inspecting this before shoving in your pack. You don't detect any magic coming from it.
Preposterous. A magical doll. It's just a normal doll. And I just stuff it in. I remembered that I also had that wand that Halia asked us to retrieve for her.
Oh yeah, the one you found with Sebastian.
Yeah, and I never took the time to figure out what it was, so can we say that in one of our short rests that we've been having, I would have had time to inspect it and find out what it does?
Yeah, I'll say that's fine. So having spent some time with it, you'd have discovered that this is in fact a wand of secrets. And this wand has 3 charges. Whilst holding it, you can use an action to expend one of those charges. And if there's a secret door or trap within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses and points at the one nearest to you. The wand will regain 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn.
Another sneaky item for Halia. Yeah, I don't trust her. Don't trust her one bit. Okay, so, should we get going? We'll have a light breakfast and on the move. Let's make haste, because we don't have a lot of time to waste.
Sure. Perhaps, are you cooking breakfast?
No, we have breakfast to go. Just snack on some dry meats and, fruit or whatever you have. Any rations that you may have.
Okay, I thought we were going to search this tower, see if there was anything of use.
Yes, let's search the tower and then leave. I had already searched the room with the bed, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
We kind of searched everything. Or we came across the book when we were moving.
That's correct, yeah. You didn't do a search, you barricaded the door. And as you did so, you discovered that dagger and the diary.
Okay, for what it's worth, we are going to do a general search of the whole tower.
Okay, so who's got the highest investigation then of all of you?
That would be Fenna.
Okay, so then roll for investigation with Fenna's stats and do so with advantage as the 3 of you are having searched this tower.
That's a total of 17.
So you'd already searched this room where you are at now. What looks like had once been the sleeping chambers. And you make your way downstairs to what once looked like a library. As you're searching around, you see that in the corner of the room, there's a long rotten skeleton of an adult. As you inspect it, you notice that it's been here a long time. There's nothing of value on him. You make your way downstairs to the initial room you came in and start scouring for the rubble. And here you find two smaller skeletons. They appear almost child-sized, or perhaps small humanoid-sized. You notice that one of them is clutching a diary in its hand. And you also notice, sort of buried amongst the rubble, a number of arrows with black feathers.
Such a waste of life this dragon caused. They seem but mere children. I don't wish to disturb, but I need to see what this is, and I pick up the diary.
As you lift this book up, you notice that it's thick with dust from the rubble. It's quite worn. Looks like it's been here a long time, but perhaps not as long as the skeleton that you found upstairs. You find that there's an entry in this book, and it reads, "Dear Diary, today was the day that we almost became dinner for a hag. We were playing in the woods when we stumbled across a little cottage that we'd never seen before. It was cute and cozy, with a warm fire burning in the hearth, and the smell of something delicious cooking on the stove. We knocked on the door, hoping to make a new friend, but when it opened, we saw this hag inside. She looked at us with a wicked smile and invited us in, and as soon as we stepped over the threshold, I knew we were in trouble. The cottage was full of traps and tricks, and we soon found ourselves stuck in a magical cage with no way out. The hag cackled and licked her lips, saying that we were going to be her dinner that night. We were so scared that I could barely think, but I knew I had to do something to get us out of there. I started looking around for anything that might help us escape, and then I saw it, a piece of the hag's hair, lying on the ground. I remembered my grandmother's stories about hags, and how they could be defeated with their own magic, so I grabbed the hair and started reciting a spell I'd learned from her, praying that it would work. And behold, it did. The magical cage disappeared and we were free. We ran out of the cottage as fast as we could, hearing the hag's screams and curses behind us. We didn't stop running until we got to this ancient tower where we have taken refuge before we plan our journey home. Poor Mirren was so scared she has basically cried herself to sleep tonight, despite my assurances we'll be home this time tomorrow. The entry ends. What is that, Shrew?
Well, it's a diary that belonged to this poor deceased child. I believe, perhaps, it was a sibling of Mirren, the child that owns the doll I found. I think I was wrong. They weren't killed by the dragon. They died later, much later. And apparently they were running from a hag that resides in this woods.
A hag?
Yes.
Oh, that's not good news.
Can I check the arrows that are lying on the floor? Do they seem to be in a position where they've pierced the bodies of these would-be children?
A couple do.
They came here to hide from the hag and to plan a way back. It seems something hunted them. Can I pick an arrow up and inspect it? Can I look for clues? Who does this craftwork belong to?
Yeah, give me a history check.
8.
You spend some time inspecting these arrows. They're rather crudely made. You can see that the feathers have been attached to them in a manner that doesn't scream out fine craftsmanship. And although you're struggling to pinpoint who may have made these arrows, you recall your fight the night earlier. And even though you aren't shot with arrows, you would have noticed that some of these goblins were in fact carrying arrows with black feathers on them.
Yes, this makes sense. This is a territory of goblins. It seems that the goblins killed these poor defenseless children. Can I tell how old these arrows are? How long they've been here?
They're not recent.
So I also found a skeleton upstairs?
Yeah.
That belonged to
an adult.
To an adult, which seemed older.
Yeah.
Have I scoured the whole tower now?
Yeah, that's all you found.
Okay. I'm going to put the book back, and then I'm going to get the doll out of my rucksack and place it in the skeleton's hands, the one that's just beside the one that had the diary on him. Maybe say a prayer, Fenna, for these poor souls.
Okay. And Fenna approaches, closes her eyes, starts saying a little prayer under her breath. Add yourself a inspiration.
Inspiration?
Yeah.
Can I ask what for?
For returning the doll to its rightful owner.
Yeah, I mean, felt like the right thing to do.
As Fenna's saying her prayer, and shrubberies are gathered round, you hear a soft rustling noise coming from the floor above you, followed by the crack of glass and the distinct smell of wood burning.
I heard a rustling?
Yeah.
Crack of glass, and then wood burning. It seems we are being ambushed. It's most definitely we are being ambushed.
To change the music.
I just want to stay put for a bit and carry on listening to see what's going on.
As you stay there, alert, you hear a number of footsteps above you. This cackling, followed again by more glass. You hear the sound of wood burning, in addition to the smell getting stronger. You're also starting to feel a bit of heat coming from the floor above you. You guys barricaded yourselves in as well.
Well, it's apparent that we're going to have to skip breakfast. We are in the bottom floor, no? Where we had barricaded.
Yeah.
Is the floor below me made out of stone? Is it gravel?
It's stone.
Alright, I turn towards the door that we barricaded and start removing the barricades. But I tell Fabian, watch our backs. Watch the ceiling. If anything pops its head out, shoot it. You too, Fenna. I will take care of this barricade.
Oh, what have we got ourselves into, Shrew?
Oh, nothing. Just some dastardly goblins, no doubt. And don't worry, I killed 3 or 4 in one blow. We'll be fine.
So these are your new friends that you made it last night come back to search for you?
I don't know. Well, they're messing with the wrong group. If they didn't have enough yesterday, they're sure gonna have enough today.
So Shrew starts removing the rubble, whilst Fenna and Fabian keep an eye on your back, keeping their eyes peeled towards the stairwell in particular. And again they hear this cackle, followed by the smashing of glass. The smell of fire is getting stronger and stronger above you. You've now managed to clear the rubble and the barricade that you'd created to keep your door safe.
Okay, so I want to kick it open. Get close to the walls, get away from the door, so that they cannot see you as I open the door. Keep your eyes on the flight above. If you see anyone, shoot them.
Aye, that I will. I'm more concerned about that smell. I think they're trying to smoke us out.
Yes, I know. I'm sure they're lying in wait for us to come running out of this tower. So I want to hug the wall just next to the door. I want to pull the door open so that it opens towards me and I can hide behind it. I want to peek outside. Do I see anything?
Okay, before I narrate that, I'm going to ask you to roll for initiative.
I'm going to roll for Shrew. That's a total of a 9 for Shrew, 15 for Fenna, and for Fabian, total of 3.
Okay, I've just rolled for your enemies, your ambushers, if you will. As you swing the door open, hugging the wall to your right, you don't see anything outside. Above, though, you're hearing these footsteps again, and peeking out from the stairwell, you see a goblin emerge, its green skin blending with the shadows created by the sun breaking through the ruined roof. You see him brandishing crude weapons, a wicked grin etched in his grotesque face. I'll allow that Fabian and Fenna were holding their actions. They've just seen this goblin appear at the stairs, his hand readied with this glass vial.
Okay, Fabian would have wanted to fire the bow.
Okay, roll to attack.
19, which is a critical for Fabian.
That will hit.
Not bad, that's 14 plus 1, 15 damage. The 7 was doubled because a 19 is a critical for him.
Yeah, so this arrow lets loose from Fabian's bow, striking this goblin in his neck. You see this blood gushing from it. He starts gurgling. His hand reaches up to the arrow. He's just about standing. Doesn't look like there's much left in him.
Can Fabian use his multi-attack even though it was a readied action?
Yeah, because his action's multi-attack, so he can attack twice.
Awesome. He's going to try and hit him again. 7 to hit.
The second arrow just whizzes above this goblin's head as he's crouched down, holding the arrow that's in his neck.
Damn it. Can Fenna go now?
Yep.
She's going to cast Sacred Flame, the cantrip.
Okay, so this goblin's going to take a dexterity saving throw. It's a 16, which saves.
Damn it. Okay, he survives.
You see this goblin with one hand on the arrow in his neck, pull back his arm, and let fly with this vial. That's a total of 11, which does not hit Fabian. As this vial smashes against the wall behind him, you see these flames come out, missing Fabian.
Are the flames extinguished, or are they catching on something?
No, because it's a stone floor and stone wall. The flames haven't caught on anything yet.
Good.
That goblin's turned and run up the stairs it came down, and peeking its head round the spiral staircase, you see another goblin. This one's got its bow drawn. He's taking aim at Fabian. That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
The arrow pierces into Fabian, dealing with 8 piercing damage. And likewise, this goblin now runs back upstairs. It's over to Fenna.
So how is the setup exactly of this tower? They are peeking from above, looking down from a staircase.
Yeah, for the spiral staircase that leads up to the second level, which is what looked like a library.
So can Fenna find a place where she'd be out of sight from the goblins if they come down again and start firing from the same position they just did?
Actually scouring the room, the safest place would appear to be next to Shrew.
Fenna wants to cast the spell she learned when she leveled Aid, giving Shrew and Fabian 5 HP healing, but also plus 5 on the max HP. And then she wants to run towards Shrew, where she believes she can hide from the range of those goblins. And that would be Fenna's turn.
So it's a Shrew.
Alright, I want to cast Moonbeam just outside the door. Like in a way that if anyone wants to come in, they have to pass through that.
Okay.
And then I want to move 5 feet closer towards the start of the stairs, towards the bottom of the stairs. Would I assume the goblins see me from there if they come down again?
They could come partly down the stairwell and they would see you.
Okay, well, I'll stay there for now.
Is Shrew doing anything else?
No.
Then it's over to Fabian.
Fabian wants to hold his action again if he sees any goblins popping out from anywhere, be it the door or be it the top of the stairs. He wants to fire at them with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, so basically any goblin threats that come in, he wants to let loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do that. Is he staying put or is he moving?
Is there anywhere down here, is there anything he could hide behind, maybe to get some partial cover?
I mean, there's some rubble, but it's not going to offer any real cover.
Okay, he wants to throw himself sniper mode. He wants to throw himself down prone.
Alrighty then, so Fabian's now lying like a sniper on this tower's floor.
Yeah, prone, and hopefully it's harder to hit.
You're hearing footsteps now again upstairs. And Fenna, beyond the stone wall of the tower, hears this light thud, almost directly beyond the wall where she stood, followed by a shriek and a thump. It's now over to Fenna.
Okay, Fenna's gonna use a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on Shrew, so that will be an extra +2 on his AC.
Okay, that's Fenna's bonus. Is she doing any movement or is she using an action?
She wants to hold her action. Similarly, if she sees any goblin or any foe pop out from anywhere, she wants to target it and attack it.
That would be with her cantrip, yeah?
Yeah.
It's now over to Shrew, and Shrew's starting to feel the heat coming from upstairs.
Okay, I want to run upstairs. Well, I want to use my movement to go upstairs.
So with Shrew's movement, he reaches the very top of that next floor. He's seen the bookcases that are lying on the floor, and the bits of furniture have all caught fire, and it's starting to spread to the floor itself as well.
Do I see any goblins, any foes?
You do not.
Okay.
As you're glancing around, you do notice that one of the broken windows has been completely smashed through now.
But I don't see anyone.
No, you don't see anyone.
And is there another floor above me?
Yeah, there's the bedroom above you.
Do I hear anything above me?
You do not, unless you're trying to actively perceive it.
No. Okay. I want to cast Tidal Wave on the floor and try and douse all the flames. How big is the area of this floor? How big is this room?
It's a 30 by 30 foot room that's circular.
Okay, so Tidal Wave, as a reminder, I conjure up a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range. The area can be 30 feet long and up to 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall. There's no creatures, so I'll skip the part of creatures, but it does say that the water spreads out across the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in its area and within 30 feet of it. So I want to cast that in the middle of the room.
So this massive tidal wave appears crashing onto the floor and dousing all the flames. The water starts trickling down the stairs to the floor underneath you. The fire's been put out.
Okay, that would be my turn.
It's then over to Fabian.
Fabian is gonna get up, using half his movement, and run towards where Fenna is.
Okay.
He's then gonna hold his action again with his bow. If he sees anyone, he's gonna attack.
Okay. So it's a Fenna then.
Fenna is gonna move towards the stairs and go up.
With Fenna's movement, she'll get halfway up the stairs.
She's gonna use her action to dash and make it all the way up.
Okay. Is she doing anything once she gets there? Any bonuses?
No, she's staying there.
So as Fabian's keeping watch towards the outside of the door, he sees this goblin pop its head from behind these hedges. You can see that there's an arrow on fire as he's drawing the string of his bow. Fabian had been holding his action, so is Fabian going to let loose? You can see him.
Yeah, let's see if he can hit. A natural 1.
In his excitement, he takes aim, boom, lets loose, but his arrow goes high and certainly not handsome. The string sort of pings back and slaps him in the face.
Oh no. He has the second attack, right?
Yeah.
4 plus 4, so 8 total.
That second one misses, a little embarrassed from his first shot. His second arrow strikes the hedge to the side of the goblin. This goblin lets loose. The arrow strikes true into the door, burning as it embeds itself. The door looks like it's going to catch fire at some point. The goblin disappears back into the bushes, and Fabian's lost sight of him. As Fabian sees this arrow strike into the door, the arrow burning, the flames starting to lick the ancient wooden door, he catches a glimpse of this goblin running across. And with that, it's over to Fenna.
Okay, Fenna wants to make an investigation to determine where the goblins broke in through. I imagine it's a window. They climbed through the window. Is the window high up, or is it...
You can reach the window.
Okay, so she kind of wants to see if there's anything attached to the window. Would that be like the action?
If she wants to investigate properly out of the window, or the area around it, yes. If she's just walking up and sort of glancing as she approaches the window, I'll narrate what she can see for sure. And then if you want to see beyond that, you'll have to use an action.
She wants to walk up to the window and see what she sees at her first glance.
At first glance, she notices that this window's been broken inwards, which in all likelihood is the first crash of glass you heard. And as she glances out of the window, she sees a goblin lying motionless, face up, with an arrow through its neck.
So from what she's seen, she can assume that there isn't anything aiding them up into the window. It's more of goblins trying to climb.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. She wants to use her movement to go up to the next floor, as far up as she can.
So her normal movement would take her up to the landing on that next floor.
What does she see there, like, again, as she enters the room?
This is the sleeping chambers that you spend the night in. And she sees the bed and the old furniture that was there, and the ladder that leads up to the balcony where you guys kept watch from.
And she's not seen anyone in it?
No, there's no one there. At least none that she can see.
Okay, she wants to use her action to search that room to see if there's anybody hiding.
Okay, roll investigation.
Total of 18.
18, as Fenna runs onto this landing. She's looking around. She doesn't see any signs of anybody else having been in here.
Okay, that's her turn then. Can she shout out to Shrew to let him know that there's no one in the next floor?
It's all clear up here, Shrew.
That will do.
And incidentally, it's over to Shrew then.
Alright, Shrew wants to run up, using his dash action, as far as he can.
Like Fenna, your normal movements will take you to that landing. That's your 25 feet. Where is it you're dashing off to then?
Past Fenna and up towards the lookout, up the ladder.
Okay, that dash action takes you just to the point where your head's about to pop up into the balcony area. You can't quite make it all the way.
Okay, I'm staying there for now.
And so it's a Fabian.
You said that Fabian could see the goblin that had dashed in front of him?
Yes, he can. Just about.
Okay, he wants to try and hit him with an arrow.
Okay, roll for attack.
16 total.
That hits.
8 plus 1, 9.
That arrow strikes the goblin straight in the upper thigh as he's running away. He looks hurt, but still intent on running.
He goes again. That's a 7.
That second arrow, as he lets loose, the goblin sort of hobbling, like a hobgoblin, as he recoils from the pain of that first arrow and manages to duck out of the way as the second arrow comes whizzing over him.
He's going to use Action Surge. It's an extra 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
That's a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
7 damage.
This next arrow catches the goblin square in between the shoulder blades as it sends him tumbling into the grass. He's down.
Yes. Now I have one more action. One more attack. He's going to try where he last saw the other goblin. He's blindly going to try and hit it through the bush or whatever.
Okay, roll to attack then, with disadvantage.
Total of 6.
So he lets loose this arrow and just gets lost in the bushes. Boom. Doesn't hear it strike anything.
Fair enough. He wants to duck behind the door again.
The door which is slowly catching fire.
Yeah.
As Fabian stood there watching, keeping an eye out towards the woods, his eyes scanning for danger, he sees this great, hulking beast, identical to the one that he had seen the night before, and he's charging towards the tower. This great big bear with the head of an owl.
Damn.
It's run straight up to the door, looking ferocious and fearsome. To use this action to dash, and it takes him straight into the path of the door that's now slowly catching fire, straight into Shrew's moonbeam, and you're hearing these shrieks of delight coming from different parts of the forest beyond you. He's going to have to make a constitution saving throw on said moonbeam. That's a total of 15.
It saves, but that's still 2d10 Halved. That's 11 damage, halved to 5.
Fabian's hearing this commotion coming from both sides of the tower now. He hasn't seen anything yet though. That's over to Fenna.
Fenna's gonna follow Shrew up the ladder.
If Fenna dashes, she'll reach the top of the balcony. If she uses her movement, it'll take her to just under Shrew.
Yeah, she's gonna dash.
That takes Fenna to the top, and she's now on this balcony level, looking out over the forest.
Yeah, that would be her action, her turn done.
Fabian now sees this slightly meaner looking goblin riding atop this great wolf appear from behind the bushes where one of those goblins had shot at him, or rather shot at the door. He's drawing his bow as well. He's going to take aim at Fabian. Because Fabian's partially hidden behind this door, with his head peeking out occasionally to see what's going on. I'm going to say he's got 3/4 cover, which gives him a +5 bonus to his AC.
Nice.
This arrow thuds into the door. It's not hit. And with that, over to Shrew.
Shrew wants to continue up and ascend on top of the balcony.
That only takes you a couple of feet, so you've still got most of your movement left.
Can I see anything below me in the woods?
Which direction are you looking in?
Where the door is pointed.
You do. You see a familiar-looking goblin sat atop a warg.
Come back for more, have you? How many feet away is he from me?
The total of 65 feet away.
Well, more you shall get. And I want to cast Erupting Earth on him again.
Are you censoring it on him?
I don't see anything else around him, right?
Not with your passive perception.
Passive?
Passive.
Not with my passive perception. Yeah, then I would center it on him.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot cube.
Ooh. Natural 20.
Bastard.
Okay, I'm going to roll for the warg. Okay, the warg is a total of 14.
Yeah, the warg saves as well, so both save.
1 second. A 10 does not save, does it?
A 10 does not save, no.
Okay.
That's 3d12 halved.
That's not 3 ones, is it?
Almost. 2 1s and a 9.
So that's 11 halved.
11 halved to 5. On a third level spell. That's ridiculous.
That's going to hurt. And it's difficult terrain now, yeah?
Yeah, the area is now difficult terrain.
From atop of the tower, you hear the warg snarling as it takes some damage. The goblin sat atop him looks defiant, even though he's taken some bludgeoning damage. But you hear a louder shout coming from the bushes to his right. That one seems to have been hurt more.
Yeah, okay, that's my turn there then.
It's over to Fabian now then. His head sort of peeking out occasionally from behind this door. The fire's starting to spread a little quicker on it. And he's seeing this great hulking beast in front of him.
From what he's seeing, can he tell if the beast would fit through the door?
It's not going to fit through the door.
But he might break it.
Could very well break it. It looks like it's strong enough to perhaps damage this ancient ruin of a tower.
Okay, Fabian wants to move away from the door.
Where's he going?
He wants to walk up the stairs and stay where he still has eyesight on the owlbear.
Yeah, he can use 20 feet of movement to start making his way up the spiral staircase and still have sight of him.
Okay, and he wants to fire at the owlbear from there.
Alrighty then, roll to attack. Just a reminder, Fabian's already shot 6 arrows. His quiver's down to 14.
Alright. 13 to hit.
It just hits.
Oof, good. 7 damage on the first one.
Okay.
He's gonna go again. 6 to hit.
That one does not. As the owlbear gets into a fit of rage with the arrow striking into him, and he's moving and thrashing around, the second arrow whizzes past him and gets lost into the forest.
Okay, Fabian wants to use the rest of his movement to go up to the second floor.
That takes him to the landing of the library.
Okay, he's gonna stay there.
As Fabian stood on this landing, he sees bursting through the shattered window this goblin making its way inside. He sees Fabian stood on this landing. He's going to jump in, draw his bow, and wildly miss.
Good.
The arrow slams into the stone wall behind Fabian. The second goblin comes in from that same window. And likewise, he's staring down Fabian, draws his short bow. That one hits. It's a total of 19. I'm rolling very well today. It's a total of 3 damage on Fabian.
Good.
Okay, Fabian's taken a total of 6 damage so far in the battle, considering the 5 HP that he got back from Fenna. Directly in front of Fabian, the remains of the window that's there shatter through as he sees this goblin with its scimitar smashing through the glass. And he climbs in. And he's quickly followed by another goblin climbing in through this window. He's going to aim his short bow at Fabian. It's a total of 14 to hit, which misses. It's over to the owlbear. He's going to have to take a constitution saving throw. Ooh, that's a 19.
Oh, damn you. That's 9, half to 4.
This owlbear is now going to start trying to shove its way into this door. As it starts pushing and slamming against the door frame, the flames on the door start to singe its fur a bit, and it recoils, but still standing firm at the door frame. It's over to Fenna. Fenna and Shrew would have heard the shattering of glass coming from the floor below them.
Yes, they've heard the shattering of a glass window, but they can imagine, obviously, that perhaps there's goblins coming through the windows again. But for now, Fenna sees the warg and the rider and believes that's the most pressing concern, and she wants to cast Guiding Bolt and try and hit it.
Alrighty then.
As a level 2.
As a level 2. Okay, this will leave Fenna with 1 level 2, 1 level 3, and 3 level 1s. Roll to hit.
15 to hit.
Is she targeting the warg or the rider on the warg?
The rider.
15 does hit.
So that's 5d6.
Feel the power.
Fenna power. Okay, not bad. 23 damage. That was 3 6s, a 4 and a 1.
Oh, he gone. He gone.
Good. Good.
He flies off this warg, sent sprawling into the woods behind him. He sort of twitches a bit on the floor, and then boom, falls motionless. Is Fenna doing anything else?
At first glance, does she see anything else other than the owlbear, I imagine, and the warg?
No, she does not. Other than the corpse of the goblin that Fabian shot down.
She's probably going to stay there, seeing that the owlbear is trying to enter the tower. She may think that she can still hit it from up there, so she's staying there for now. She's heard the glass break, but she still hasn't heard Fabian shout or ask for help or anything, so she's just going to stay there for now.
As Fenna's looking out over this tower, she sees the now riderless warg stand up on its hind legs, turn around, and start bolting into the forest.
Like running on 2 legs?
No, as in like this, like a horse sort of thing. It's like sort of stood up on 2 legs, shocked at what's happened, got back down on 4, turned around, and he's bolting off into the forest.
Okay. So now I'm going to have a vendetta of wargs.
Perhaps. Or perhaps not. Perhaps now he's free of his tormentor.
Nice.
Or his master. Perhaps he comes back to avenge his death.
We'll see in next episode.
So over to Shrew.
Alright, as Shrew, similar to Fenna, sees that now the warg rider is dead, the warg has fled. I did hear a goblin from behind the bushes screech when I cast the spell, but I can't really see it, right?
No.
So I'm going to turn my attention to the owlbear.
Okay.
Does it look familiar? Does it look like the same owlbear we rescued?
No, this one does not look the same as the one you saw last night.
Okay, I shall cast my last level 3 spell as an erupting earth again, centered slightly behind the owlbear.
Okay, so this spell's cast, and it's going to take a dexterity saving throw this time. It's a total 9.
Yes, this time it fails. That's a total of 22 damage.
Ooh, bring out the big guns today.
Yeah, that was a good roll.
The owlbear's starting to look pretty hurt and pretty pissed. Shrew doing anything else?
Not for now. He's just going to stay there.
Then it's over to Fabian.
Fabian is going to shout as his free action kind of thing.
Yeah.
He wants to kind of ask for a little bit of help. Where's everybody gone?
A little help down here.
From a first glance, does he see if any of these goblins look injured at all?
They all look fresh.
And they all have arrows, bow and arrows equipped?
They all have bow and arrows and scimitars.
Equipped, currently equipped? Doesn't really matter.
Well, 3 of them have bows equipped. 1 of them has the scimitar in his hand.
Okay, so he's gonna rush up to the guy with a scimitar and he's gonna attack him. But this time, as he rushed up, he dropped his bow and took out his sword and shield. Can he do that? Or just one?
I'll say he can draw his sword. He can use it with 2 hands.
Okay, so he's gonna try and attack it with his 2-handed sword.
Roll to attack.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh, baby.
So double damage. It's a d10. That's a total of 22 damage.
He cuts his head clean off as he runs up to this goblin. The head sort of, boom, falls to the floor and starts rolling. in the puddle of the tidal wave that's still slowly draining and making its way downstairs.
In one swift motion, he's going to step up to the other goblin and try to lob his head off too.
Okay, so roll to attack. I'm going to say with advantage because the other guys just stood there frozen with fear, seeing just one hit cut the head clean off.
Cool. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
9 damage.
You thrust the sword in straight into the chest of this goblin. Pulls it out. It's still standing, but it looks like it's definitely seen better days.
Cool.
Is Fabian doing anything else?
No, he's staying there for now.
From atop the tower, Shrew and Fenna see a goblin making a run for the woods after the walk. So was it the 3 goblins squaring off against Fabian? 3 and a 4.
Yeah, that misses.
I think you've passed your curse on to me in the last couple of sessions.
That's great news.
But yeah, that first goblin runs up, almost stepping on his companion's head, sort of disgusted and in fear, swipes wildly, completely missing Fabian. This next goblin's also going to drop his bow, rush up with his scimitar in hand, and he's going to take a swipe at Fabian. 15 to hit. That's a total of 7 slashing damage on Fabian.
Whoa, hurts.
Fabian's still looking quite healthy. The goblin that's just had a sword driven through him is now going to take an attack at Fabian with advantage. Ooh, nat 20 and nat 19. That's a good roll with advantage.
So much for the curse.
Only to be scampered by a 1 on the d6.
Nice.
So that's a total of 4 slashing damage on Fabian. What a waste of a crit. It's now over to the owlbear, who's starting his turn in Shrew's moonbeam, so he's got to do a constitution saving throw. This time he does save with a natural 19. I'm going to punish his dice because that's starting to roll a little too high now.
He saves again, you mean? Not this time he does save.
No, last time he didn't save.
He didn't save the earthquake.
Oh, yeah, sorry, he didn't save the earthquake.
10 damage, halved to 5.
The owlbear again shrieks out in pain. It's glancing over its shoulder, and it's seeing the warg and the goblin run for their lives, and it's going to follow suit. Shrew and Fenna can see that he's dashed 80 feet away from the base of the tower. So is Fenna.
Seeing as everyone is fleeing, and after hearing Fabian's plea for help, he's going to turn around and jump down the ladder into the tower.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
That's 20.
He actually jumps down, does a little roll, dusts herself off, and starts making her run to where it is you want her to go.
Does she have enough movement to make it down the other flight of stairs?
So she can't quite make it all the way down. She is about 10 feet away from the landing, but she can see Fabian surrounded by 3 goblins.
Okay, she's gonna target the goblin closest to her and cast Guiding Bolt again.
Okay, so roll to hit.
She's gonna cast this one as level 1. 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
Damn. It's a good thing I cast it as a level 1. Okay, that's her turn there.
So it's your Shrew.
The same Shrew is gonna do what Fenna did, jump down the stairs and rush towards Fabian.
Okay, so give me an acrobatics check.
17.
So yeah, boom. With cat-like reflexes, Shrew jumps down into a crouching position and starts making his run towards Fenna. So Shrew's now stood right beside Fenna.
How many feet away are these goblins from me?
The closest one, as the crow flies across the stairwell, 15 feet.
I'm gonna carry on running, use my action to dash, and position myself just in front of the 2 goblins that are closest to me.
Okay.
And with my bonus action, I'm gonna change into a giant constrictor snake.
So yeah, Shrew's taken up pretty much half of this level now. He turns into this enormous snake. Okay, so it's a Fabian. Fabian looks bewildered at this point.
Yeah, slightly taken aback. He's gonna try and hit the goblin that he already hit once.
Okay.
That's a natural 1.
He seems in complete shock at what's happened now. As he looks over his shoulder and sees this huge snake appear where his companion Shrew had been. And as he turns to face this goblin, his blade boom, slams into the stone wall behind. Kind of like the cartoons. He's like...
He quickly recomposes himself and tries one more time. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that will do it.
That's a 6 damage.
He runs his sword through this goblin again, this time seeing him off.
Yeah. And then there were 2, as far as we know.
One of them's wet his pants.
Are the goblins small
creatures?
creatures?
The small creatures.
So, yeah.
They're shitting themselves at the moment. The 2 remaining goblins are each going to take a swipe at Fabian with their scimitars. And I'm going to say they're going to do this with disadvantage. Ooh, not a 1 and a 17, so both goblins shaking in their boots, completely miss. One of them almost lobbing the other one's head off with his scimitar as he's just wildly flailing this around in panic. So it's a Fenna.
Fenna is just going to hold her action. If she sees that during the next turn things get worse, if Shrew or Fabian seem to be struggling, then she's going to cast a spell and try and hit one of the goblins. So for now she's going to be readying her action.
Is she readying her cantrip then?
Yeah, her cantrip, so that she doesn't expend the spell slot.
Okay. With that, it's over to Snake Shrew.
Okay, Shrew Snake is going to try and attack it with Constrict.
Ooh, sounds saucy. Can you read that out for our audience?
Yeah, it's bludgeoning damage, and if I hit the target, it's grappled. Until the grapple ends, the creature is restrained, but I cannot constrict another target.
Okay, roll to attack then.
21.
That misses.
Get off it.
Roll your damage.
That's 2d8 damage. It's a 3 and a 4, so 5 plus 4, 9 damage. And the goblin is constricted.
The Snake Shrew wraps himself around this goblin, constraining him, squeezing the very life out of him. You hear as he just bursts with blood and guts going all over Fabian. Shrew! And if Shrew's not doing anything else, it's over to Fabian.
No, that's my turn. Fabian is going to move around the goblin so that he's got him flanked.
Okay.
He might end up looking like a fool, but he wants to tell the goblin, to tell his people not to mess with Shrew's shrubberies, or the snake god will eat them all.
You don't mess with Shrew shrubberies, or the snake god will eat you all.
And he wants to try and attack, but with non-lethal damage.
Okay, he's got advantage.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That's a total of 5 damage.
So as Fabian says this, and he hits him with restraint to not kill him, he sort of just poops him on the head. Hard enough to deal some damage to him. He looks hurt, but he doesn't look dead yet.
Or knockouts.
Fabian's got another attack.
Oh, it's true. So has he hit him with the hilt of the sword?
Yeah.
And he's going for a second one.
He's going to slam him now with the broadside of the sword.
Alright. 24 to hit. That's better. That's a total of 10 damage now.
So yeah, the goblin boom, feels the cold steel of Fabian's broadside of the sword slam into his cheek. You see a couple of teeth fly out. His eyes roll back as he drops to his knees. He's down.
Alright. Do we still smell fire coming from the bottom of the tower?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So the battle's over. This goblin's unconscious, but breathing. And as you've asked, there is still a smell of burning coming from below.
Okay, drop my wild shape. We must hurry. The door was burning. It's the only safest way out, so unless we want to climb out the window, I suggest we hurry.
I agree.
Fabian, grab that goblin and bring him outside.
So Fabian obliges, grabbing the goblin by the scruff of the neck, and you guys make your way downstairs. Are you going through the door?
Is it ablaze, or is it...
It's still sort of softly burning. It's spreading, but it's not a wild blaze at the moment.
Okay, yeah, we pass by the door and exit.
So what are Shrew Shrubberies doing then?
We are moving away from the tower, dropping the goblin in some bushes. We want to investigate the rider, the warg rider.
So as you search his body, you find a small pouch with 20 gold pieces, and what looks to be a rather well-crafted bow that you wouldn't expect to see on a goblin.
Look at this, Fabian. An exquisite-looking bow.
That it is.
I wonder who these goblins are working for. 20 gold in its pouch.
That's quite an amount.
Yes, and this bow.
Perhaps he was their leader.
Oh, he most certainly was. Yeah, I encountered him back in the forest yesterday.
He got away from you.
Yes. Obviously, they tracked us and ambushed us.
But I don't think we're going to have to worry about them anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Shrew.
Yes.
I'm starting to get worried that we're going to run out of time at this rate.
I worry too, Fenna. We must make haste. No more fooling around, Fabian.
Well, you're the one that pulled these goblins into our path.
As I said,
you shouldn't gallivant off on your own.
No more fooling around, as I said. Let's get going. So we want to get going. Snack on those rations that we talked about before the fight broke out. But we want to leave the fire burning. Hopefully the wretched tower burns into ashes. We can't offer those poor children and the other remains a proper burial, like they probably deserve. But at least the fire can lay them to rest.
And with that, Shrubberies continue on their journey towards the Circle of Thunder, making their way through the Neverwinter Wood. You begin to get deep and deep into these woods, the trees looming overhead, their branches entwined like a canopy, casting shadows on the forest floor. These woods are alive with whispers and mysterious rustling sounds, the air heavy with the scent of damp earth and the sweet fragrance of blossoming wildflowers. You continue on for your full day's march. Nothing untoward happens. Find a safe place to make camp. You take your watches. It's a quiet night for a change after the last couple of days. The first rays of dawn start breaking through the horizon as our heroes gather their belongings and continue on for the Neverwinter Woods. There's now 3 days till the next full moon. You sense the clock is ticking. After a few hours, pushing deeper into the woods, you find yourself on the trail. It starts to lead you to the northeast, in the direction you know the Circle of Thunder to be in. You see that it splits off into 3 directions. A central trail with one to either side. What are Shrubberies doing?
So I know this is the direction to the Circle of Thunder.
Yeah.
Can I make a survival check to see if I could perhaps read the paths and see maybe which path would take me to it quicker?
Yeah, roll me a survival.
That's a total of 5.
The 3 trails seem to lead roughly into the same direction, but they all look the same to you.
Well, I seem to be stumped. Which trail should we take?
Oh, wandering in the wilderness is not my strong point.
Clearly it's not mine either. Let me see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch an owlbear by its toe. If you ever let it go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's take the left one.
So you press ahead on the leftmost path, and after about an hour's journey, you notice that the path becomes swamped with butterflies. Hundreds of them. Some resting on flowers, some frolicking along the ground, others flitting in the air. You've never seen so many of these creatures all in one place in your life. Oh, so many butterflies.
It would seem we chose the right path. Better butterflies than goblins or orcs.
That for sure. Something odd about them, though. Why are there so many here?
Do I see any, flowers?
Yeah, there's several flowers. There's wildflowers all over the place here.
Well, it's abundant in flowers. Surely they're suckling up the nectar.
Well, you are a druid of the wilds.
Yes.
That would seem to make sense.
Can I, having said that, can I kind of make a nature check?
Yeah, give me a nature check.
3. Yes, nectar indeed.
They seem to be acting completely naturally to you.
These are just natural butterflies, and not everything wants to kill us and attack us. We can take in nature and in its beauty and appreciate it.
Well,
stop being paranoid, Phaeton.
Since we've adventured together, everything seems to be killing us.
Well, not these little beauties. Let's enjoy it for a second. And I lay down the forest floor.
Okay, give me another nature check now as you're lying down and taking all this in. This time with advantage.
Total of 17.
As you're lying there now, looking around at all these butterflies, they don't seem to be acting naturally to you. Something seems to be controlling them. Give me an Arcana check.
16.
You're studying these butterflies. You get a strong sense that this sort of behavior could indicate a powerful fey presence. As you're lying there, the butterflies suddenly move as one, arranging themselves in 2 lines, flanking the path, almost providing with a clear lane to travel. They hover frantically, their wings beating quickly, staying in place in the air.
See, they're just helping us get... This doesn't look good.
Oh, this is rather unsettling.
As I lay down, I felt her... And I'm saying this as I'm now standing up. I felt the presence of a fey creature.
Fey?
Yes, we have to be careful around these. Although not my mentor, Cinemis is a gentle soul. But certain fey creatures can be tricky.
As tricky as goblins?
Even more so.
This is strange.
Can I make an investigation check, see if I sense anything, a fey creature, if I see anything?
Yeah.
Are the butterflies kind of beckoning us to go towards that path?
They've sort of lined and flanked the path on either side.
All right, so now the path we now have to follow to continue on this.
The path that you've been walking on, yeah.
Okay. I want to do that investigation.
Okay.
Total of 13.
So as you're looking around, trying to see if you see any creatures or get any indication of what's controlling these butterflies, you see hovering above the ground, 60 feet away from you, what looks like a large, clear gem, roughly the size of a human head. And that's where we're going to call this session.
Oh, damn it, what is all of this? A mighty big gem, ready for the taking. Or is it? Where's this leading, I imagine?
You'll have to tune in next week to find out.
Yeah, another cliffhanger for us there.
Yeah, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. Will those goblins be back to hunt down Shrew and Shrew Shrubberies?
I don't know, we kind of sent a message with one of them. We let him live, but we sent a message. The snake god will eat you all.
So yeah, thanks for listening in. Don't forget to visit our website, www.i2td.com. It's got all the links to our good stuff there, our social media feeds, an invite to our Discord channel, and a link to our Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can join in the adventure and be a part of our story by donating a potion, which will appear in-game, or by purchasing a unique item, which will come to the aid of Shrew and his Shrubberies.
Yeah, so thank you very much if you choose to donate. But if you cannot, you can also help us by leaving a comment or a review in your podcast player of choice or in YouTube, where you can also follow us, like our content, and click on that little bell.
Ding-a-ling. We're going to roll an ad now from our friends at Bad Heroes, the podcast.
Hey, I'm Dre Silvertooth, and I'm a GM. You should absolutely come listen to our podcast, because I have the best heroes. They're hunting curses for the Queen of Vire, and it's going great.
I got 5 hit points.
I have a plan.
Is it to write my eulogy?
They make really good choices.
Oh God, why did I do that?
It's all according to plan. Textbook success.
She did fall 45 feet in full armor, though.
Well,
Fine. They are bad heroes. I have 4 very bad heroes on my podcast. But they are hilarious. Come check us out at badheroescast.com or find Bad Heroes wherever you get your podcasts.
I haven't been playing my bard correctly, so now I am going to.
hold up. You mean trying to summon an electric guitar so that you can use the auxiliary cord was not doing it correctly?
Oh no, that was definitely correct.
That was Bad Heroes, the podcast. Make sure you check them out. The link to their podcast is in the description of this episode. That brings us over to Twitter Twatter. We've got some questions and I believe a challenge today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see it. Let's hear them.
Okay, so Valerie on Twitter has asked a couple of questions and a challenge. We're not going to be able to do the challenge on the podcast, but something maybe for future, maybe a YouTube short. Although something tells me I'm going to need a couple of shots for this.
Okay, what is it?
The challenge is for us to cosplay you as Shrew and me as Fenna.
Shrew is easy, especially now that he doesn't have hair.
Yeah, that almost feels like it's cheating though. Why do I have to wear a dress?
Well, what if you roleplay as Fabian instead?
Oh, actually, wait. She hasn't specified. Loophole. A loophole.
No.
Fenna has for the last 6 or 7 episodes been a fat peasant.
Oh, yeah, true.
So I can do that. I'm fat. I'm peasanty looking.
You don't even have to dress up then.
No, I just need to put some scruffy clothes on. Challenge accepted.
Right.
And over to her questions. There's one for you here, Big Al.
Okay.
Valerie asks, if Shrew was allergic to sausages, what would he eat?
It's a tough question. You'd probably eat, like, vegan sausages. No, mate. Because...
Wait, though. That's still a sausage. She says if sausages didn't exist, so I'm going to throw vegan sausages on
Are they a sausage? Let's be real. Are vegan sausages sausages?
I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Is a vegan sausage a sausage? Does that answer your question, Valerie?
Okay. Let's give an extra answer just in case that doesn't cut it. Haggis. You'd probably like haggis.
Haggis?
Yeah.
Quite a random one there.
Similar to sausage, but bigger.
Have you ever eaten a haggis?
No.
Sense a new challenge coming on.
No.
Should Alan eat haggis?
No.
You can bathe it in ketchup. Okay, and Valerie's second question is what's been our personal favorite moment so far? You want to go first?
Relating to the campaign or in life in general?
Well, I assume it's the campaign.
Okay.
Or at least podcasting. She hasn't specified. But I think we can safely assume she means the story so far.
Probably when they cut off Don John's head. Just kidding, no. My favorite part, it's the friends we made along the way.
Any friend in particular? Don John, perhaps?
Nah. I don't know, my favorite part, it's hard. Because it's all been good so far. Obviously, we haven't ended yet. But if I had to choose, I'd probably say when I tricked Harbin into wearing the hat.
That was a good one.
And he thought it was invisible. Simpler times, you know? I didn't have a worry in the world. I was just there.
Well, there was a dragon looming.
Yeah, I know. Obviously the dragon, but there was nothing else. It was the dragon. No orcs, no goblins, no were-rats, no having turned into a were-rat.
No fae.
No fae now. So yeah, it was simpler times. What about you?
I think I'm going to go all the way back to episode 1 and possibly episode 3, if I remember correctly. I've got 2 favorite moments. I'm going to cheat.
Okay.
I can't decide between both of them.
I know which one you're going to say first.
Oh, do you? Let's see if you're right.
The intro when the dragon attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one as well.
Yeah, your reaction there. I mean, we literally just started and the dragon took poor old Betsy away.
Betsy.
That start was definitely one of my most memorable moments. And the second one, similar to you, it involves Harbin. That moment when you grabbed Harbin's fingers through the letterbox. The letterbox
flap or whatever.
Yeah, that had me cracking up.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I was just struggling with it at that point. I didn't really know what I was doing. Messing with the May and all.
But yeah, it was the beginning of Mischievous Shrew.
Yeah.
We've got another question as well from Neil Ravo. And he asks, what is the dopiest move you've ever made in a campaign? I think there's quite a few there.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Probably the dopiest one was a campaign my brother was DMing. And it might be hard to explain. I was a tiefling and we were infiltrating my hometown. We were there to help instigate a kind of... We wanted to throw the regime, pretty much. That wasn't treating the city very well. So it's a bit hard. It's a long story kind of thing. But we found this sending stone after killing a hag. The hag had a sending stone, and we had the inclination, I believe, that the other sending stone belonged to the king that we were trying to overthrow, or the regime that we were trying to overthrow. And I used the sending stone to talk through it, and my intention was to frame someone. And that someone was my character's father, which was a bastard. And when I got the sending stone, I wanted to say his name, but instead I said mine. My own name.
So you announced your arrival to the big bad.
Yeah, I pretty much told the big bad that we were coming for him, and that... Yeah, I announced our arrival, and they knew exactly where we were. So after that, shit hit the fan. We had to lay low for a while, and yeah, a few months passed before we could continue in-game, before we continue the campaign, because there was too much heat at that point. So yeah, that was probably my stupidest, goofiest moment. What about yours?
Alright, mine's a bit more recent than that. Although fortunately, I'm glad to say that my dopiness paid off rather spectacularly, if I may say so myself. It's a campaign we're playing in currently, The Curse of Strahd, and we'd made our way to this old abandoned windmill to face off with these 3 hags that we suspected were there. We had a plan. I play a arcane trickster rogue, a gnome, and one of the spells I've got is a disguise self. And because we suspected that these hags were cooking young children, I decided to disguise myself as a plump little boy to try and get in. And it could have gone horribly wrong, because the hags didn't initially take the bait. We were trying to lure them out And instead I was being offered by this woman that we had found in the woods, that we had sort of convinced to pass me off as a child she had got in exchange for some dream pastries. And I just had to roll with it. So I suddenly found myself quite a distance away from the rest of the party and at the mercy of the hags. But fortunately, the dice gods were in my favour and we prevailed, much to our DM's frustration. But that could have gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, but to be fair, that wasn't really goofy, was it? Though it was just could have gone wrong, but it's like every plan. It can go well or it can go badly. In this case,
it was a stupid plan, though.
Don't know. Like there wasn't any other way to get to them really by surprise.
Well, we could have snuck in
through the front door. How do we sneak into a window? I don't know.
Well, and we've also got a challenge today. It's my chance to equalize the score here.
Let's see if it's 2-0 or it's a draw 1-1.
I'm so tired, I'm going to think it's going to be 2-0 today.
You haven't been practicing, have you?
No. I don't think I could if I wanted to. So Bardock has set us a challenge on our Discord. And his challenge is, who can say Shrew Shrubberies selling sausages on a sunny seaside shore more times in a row?
I don't think I'm going to be able to remember the sentence, let alone repeat it.
As a defending champion, I'm going to ask you to go first.
No. As a defending champion, I choose.
No, okay, let's do something. Let's roll for it.
Right, so a roll off. So whoever rolls highest chooses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 7 plus.
That's nothing. 7. I rolled a 12.
Damn it.
You start.
So I've got to go first.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
So it's how many times you say it?
Yeah.
Without making a mistake.
Yeah. Again, loosey-goosey. Here we go. Shrew Shrubberies selling sausages on a sunny seaside shore. Shrew Shrubberies selling sausages on a
So you got 1.
1.5.
Nah.
1.5.
No, 1. Alright, so I need to beat 1. Can I do this? I don't think I can. Okay, count me down.
3, 2, 1.
Shrew Shrubberies.
Yes! Victory is mine.
Fuck.
One word. Yes.
It's 1-1.
1-1. So yeah, thank you for those questions and for that fun challenge. Thanks for getting me on the scoreboard, Germs. And that brings us over to the end of the episode club. Episode 39.
As you may well know, this is where we give you a little password and then you use it in a comment section, wherever you want. It's just to prove that you've stayed to the very end, the true warriors, the Giro Masaradas, the last one standing. So do we have a password for today, Nick?
That we do.
Let us know.
The password for today's episode is hysterical.
Reference to the snake.
Yeah, new wild shape.
New wild shape. Huge snake. That was awesome. Anyway, as we said, use that if you can in one of the comments. And we'll be reading them all. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I hope to catch you again as we delve
into the dungeon. You would remember from the night before that... No, you would not remember anything. I am almost mixing campaigns here now. Ignore that.
Okay, that's a turn then. Can she shout? Shrew! Well, no, that's me going. Can she shout out to Shrew so to let him know that there's no one in the next floor?
It's all clear up here, Shrew.
That will do. So that's 3D. Ah!
Riders on the storm. Na, 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 na. Farewell, my lover.